Hello, I'm Mama J. My kids gave me that name when they realized I was not them. And I'm answering the question, what does a housefrau do all the day long? I'm a housewife and we moved to Germany. Whenever we're at a event, a party, or meet anybody new, they ask me what I do. And they just don't know what you could do in a house all day long. So that's what my channel does. It's repetitive, it's boring, if this content's not for you, that's okay. Not everybody can be a housewife. That's why not everybody does it. So right now I'm feeding the dog. So I've said this several times before, our dog has a very sensitive tummy, and this is the favorite dog food that she likes. She likes this particular kind. It's Maxi Dog Vit Schön Kost Lamb. And she also has some little kibble, dry kibbles in her bowl. Oops, and that landed in the water. She has some dry kibble as well that we put at the bottom. And she'll eat the wet food until she gets down to the dry food. So lately, she's been leaving her food and only eating half, and then she'll eat the other part a little later on in the day, which is kind of new for her. So this is the dry dog food, the Maxi one. And we get it online and it comes to the door. I don't know if you really want to see this. Like it's wet dog food, so it's kind of like ooey gooey. But I kind of break it up. So I stab in the can to kind of break it up a bit. So some dogs will inhale their food. They'll eat it so fast they like breathe it in because they don't slow down. And so it's a good idea to kind of break up the food a little bit. And it really just depends on how your dog eats. If your dog is, calm and quiet and eats a bite at a time, and then you're okay. But if they're the kind of dog that inhales their food, you kind of need to break it up into bits so that they don't choke and get sick. Some dogs, I had one dog, and I actually had to put his food in an eating mat. And I had to spread it over the mat so that he had to, with his tongue, dig into the food and get the food. And that was because he was a speed eater. He would just gulp and swallow the whole thing at once. So they actually made a mat. Timber! Oh, hungry? Oh, no, she's probably gonna leave it for a little bit. So that's one of the things a housefrau does, is feed the dog. And in Germany we have, we split the trash into recycling. Paper, plastic goes in 2 different recycles. Glass goes in a 3rd recycle. Electronics, all that goes in a 4th recycle. And then you've got your regular house waste, food waste, and then you also have yard waste. So quite a lot of different trash containers and receptacles to think about. So I put the dog food jar, since it's aluminum, I put the jar inside our plastic trash. Not our plastic, our recycle trash, which has basically anything that you would buy in the grocery store packaging wise, and aluminium, milk containers, all of that goes in our recycling. Okay, and I think it's also trash day, so we have to take the trash out today. Timber, do you want to go outside? So we're going to put on our outside shoes. So we've got house shoes and outside shoes in Germany. Come on, we're going to go in the backyard. Come on, this way. So 2 different types of shoes. And in Germany, everybody has special shoes for special events. So you have your regular shoes for going outside. Then you have your running shoes that you would use for like sporting activities. Then you would have your rain boots for when it's raining outside. And then you have your snow boots for the snow outside. You have your house shoes for inside. So what is that? Rain, snow, running, inside shoes. And then maybe you'll have like a dress pair of shoes, so like 5 different pairs of shoes. And that's not even doing like a special thing. So if you're going to do a special event, let's say you play soccer, then you're going to need some kind of like a cleat shoe. So you've got a shoe with like a cleat on it. So that's 6 pairs of shoes. So everybody has like all these different shoes. And then when the kids go to school, the school wants the kids to have the shoes as well at the school, so they can change their shoes from one thing to the next based on activity. So then you've got 2 sets. You've got one set of shoes of all these different types in one location, and then you've got a whole nother set of these shoes at the other location. So it can get really expensive really fast just trying to put shoes on your kids and shoes for yourself. Okay, so today for trash day, we actually have 2 different types of trash going out. So we've got this one. This is the lawn, and we mowed the lawn. So we've got some trimmings in here, some grass trimmings, and we've got the mushrooms. Remember those big yellow mushrooms? I still haven't looked out and seen what kind of mushrooms those are. I'll have to do a look online and see what they were. They were so weird. And then we have trash. And the trash is filled with mostly dog poop. I mean, honestly, we don't have that much kitchen trash. Whoa, 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 I'm gonna drop the trash can. Okay. So we just roll these out onto the front of the house. And then pickup is actually tomorrow. So if I can roll them out today, we'll be ready for pickup tomorrow. Look how pretty our flowers look today. It's springtime in Germany. So super schön. Very pretty. So we've got brown trash. That's the first one. And now we go get our black trash. And while I'm doing this, the dog can be outside, enjoying the sunshine, getting some vitamin D, going potty. That's the trash out. Now we get to go make lunch for the kiddos. So I have 2 kids, and they are growing. And I don't know if you have kids and have experienced this as well, but when they start doing a growth spurt, like they'll stay level for a while and their height and everything will just kind of stay even, and then all of a sudden they'll do a growth spurt. So I have found through the years that when they start to do a growth spurt, their hunger increases like tenfold. It is crazy how all of a sudden you can just tell that they're going to do a growing, because they will they'll eat twice the amount that they usually eat, sometimes 3 times the amount. They'll just keep, and they just can't seem to feel full. So what I try and do on those days when I realize they're doing a growing is provide a lot of snacks and food throughout the day so they don't hurt their tummies, because they get really hungry when they're going through a growing phase. So we had milk rice this morning already, and we're gonna have some sausages. So we're gonna come over here and the fridge. They love ketchup, so we've got lots of ketchup for their sausages. And then we're gonna get out some sausages. So we have some from yesterday already. We've got 2 left remaining. And then we have another pack. So we have these. These are mini bratwursts, classic. So I use this and I just put them in the toaster oven on grill setting, and then I flip them over and then I grill them twice so that they get a little bit of brown on both sides. And then we also have pre-cut up celery sticks, and I also have pre-cut up carrot sticks. So I can put those on a plate as well, and then they can just kind of, as they are hungry, they can munch and have that as kind of a snack. I also have some apples, so I'll cut up some apples. So they'll have a choice. They'll have apple slices, carrots, celery, and ketchup with wurst. So that'll be a good lunch for them. They'll get their protein in, they'll get their vegetables in, and have some opportunity there for some fruit. It's really just giving them choices, I find. And then they'll let me know what their favorite thing was. So over here I have my apples. I have fruits and apples. Oh, looks like they ate all the bananas this morning already. So I usually have bananas up here. I've got avocados, apples, and they ate all the oranges. So we're gonna cut up some apples here. I'll do 2 apples. That should be enough for this growing phase here. So we had a party, had a birthday party, which was super fun. All the kids came and they had a really great time and made cake. Just, oh my goodness, had such a fun time. Little ones aren't so little anymore. They're growing up so fast. Rinse off the fruit, take off the stickers. So we got this new sink. This is so cool. I don't know if I've shown you this sink before, but our original sink, I told you before, was a tiny little circle. And it was actually meant for either a bathroom or a garage, because the drain outlet of the sink was super small, like the size of maybe $0.50. Okay, so that's an American term. $0.50 is about, so what would that be in Germany? It was about the size of one of these plugs, one of these light plugs for kids. It's about the size of this. I usually keep this in the kitchen so the kids can, if they ever come downstairs, or if I come downstairs in the middle of the night and need to fill up water bottles, that's usually what it is me coming down to get something for the kids. So I have this little light inside the kitchen, and I unplugged it so I can do a blender. I need to do a blitz thing the other day when I was making soup. Just didn't plug it back in yet. But that's about the size. It's about like that big, $0.50. So this is the sink that we bought. Very cool. So the sink has a very large space, and then this part actually comes out so it can be even bigger. So you can wash a full 20-pound turkey. You can wash a whole giant turkey if you had a big Thanksgiving dinner or something. And then this side I usually use for dishes, and then this right here is what I usually use for my my dusting water with my Holtz cleaner, my wood cleaner. And then I'll have that going, and then I'll have the side for the dishes as well. So it's a very nice sink. And we put in a garbage disposal, which as an American, it was just something that I'm used to having in a kitchen. So it was something we put in. So I'm gonna get some containers out. I'm gonna put some veggies in one. Some carrots and some celery. And we're gonna go ahead and open our wurst and get that cooking. And get the lunch going for the boys. Okay. I'm going to put it on grill. I'm going to let that grill. Now this toaster oven gets hot. So try and take anything off the top of it when I'm cooking or using it. So I'm going to clear everything off and around it. Put my curtain back because I don't want my curtain to be hot. And then that'll cook, and that'll do 10 minutes on one side, and then I turn them over, rotate them, turn them over, and then 10 minutes on the next side. Okay, we're gonna get our apples done here. So what's your favorite thing to cook your kids? Is there something special that your kids love to eat? My boys really enjoy milk rice right now as their favorite. Milk rice, liverwurst, and dino nuggets. They have these things at the store. We usually just do chicken nuggets, but recently they've been really excited about these dino nuggets, which are a little bit bigger than their chicken nuggets, but there's less of them. So, you know, if they're doing a growing, like my oldest will eat 2 boxes of them. And I just wonder, what are they eating at school if they come home and they're this hungry? Like, what is it? They're just growing, and they get so hungry when they're growing. I don't want to eat any of that like feels like an apple. If it feels like a little bit of an apple, though, I don't want to eat anymore. Okay. I'm going to cut up one today, and I'll do another one later tonight for dinner, because I don't want to have too many, and then they'll brown if they don't eat them. Okay. It sounds like my laundry. I can hear it beeping. My laundry's ready for me to take it out of the washer and put it in the dryer. So I can hear it beeping downstairs. And then you put your apple in a jar, and it looks like this. Ta-da! I don't know. Do you guys do that? Maybe I'm alone in making my apple look like a flower. Okay. So let's run down and do some laundry real quick. Get that switched over. Okay, so fed the dog, took out the trash, made lunch, and now we're doing laundry. And you do this enough that you can do this super fast. You can do all these different things at the same time. Get it done. do your dishes as you go along. Put the dishes in the dishwasher as you go. As soon as it's full, run it, start again. Right? So we've got dishes left over from the party that I need to put away in the pantry. Okay. Let's go switch the laundry. I dropped off our food. Then we're putting the cups away in the pantry. These are the party cups from the party. So they go in here. And it looks like I'm trying to find 3 more party cups. I think the orange, the blue, and the purple are missing. So those are the ones I need to find next. And now we're going to take the laundry and we're going to switch it around. Okay. I've got our dryer on this side. Washer on this side. We're just going to switch the laundry from one to the other. Okay, so I'm looking for in here are things that don't go in the dryer. So I've got sports bras, for example. These are better if they don't go in the dryer. They last longer. The elasticity and the stretch. If you put it in a dryer too much, it'll actually start to break down I guess it's the rubber or whatever it is that holds it, makes it all elastic. And then it'll start to split and splinter, and it'll actually break up. So I take these out. And I take these ones out as well. They're just your sports bras. And I also take out like dress shirts. So the ones that don't go to the dry cleaners, and then these ones I hang up. And then they'll dry out nice and straight. And then I don't have to iron them, which would be nice. If you just pull it down and make them straight. And then, gravity does the rest. There's some shirts also that are the boys that are made of some really, like sports fabric. And these ones also, best if I don't put them in the dryer. So these ones I'll usually hang up as well. So I'll put those in the to be hung up pile. There's another shirt I don't want to put in the dryer, but I don't think I put it in the wash right now. It's got a really plastic type, like this kind, like super plastic. And if you put it in the dryer, it starts to break up. I don't know if you can see on this one, like see how it's starting to break up already, like especially in the white, it's starting to peel. So my youngest just got a really cool Mario one, and I don't want to break it up. So I'm going to have that one, I'll hang that up because I don't want it to do this where it starts to splinter and pull apart. Okay, I'm going to turn on the dryer. Then we're going to get a next load in the wash. So again, I know I'm doing everything off camera. Actions off camera. This is what I use. So I've got a scoop for my my powder wash, and I find I don't need to do like a whole heaping lot. If I do too much, it just ends up with undissolved soap in my wash. And if I do too little, then it just doesn't come out clean. So you need to find what works for based on your level of how many clothes and stuff you have. So we're gonna go and close that up. And then you can do hot or cold, depending on what you're watching. And then we've got, so 1 load in the dryer, 1 load in the washer. I've got 1 load to fold, and I've got 2 more to do. So that's, I don't know, 6 loads of laundry to finish before the week starts. It's kind of the hope here. So we're gonna hang up these things that we have to hang real quick. And while we're over here, where we hang up the clothes, we can also check out and see what's dry. And based on what's dried, we can go ahead and fold those. So over here I've got for the table, our table placemats that I just washed. So all of those placemats are nice and dry. So I can take those down and go put them on the table upstairs. We have a bath washcloth. This was sewn by my mom, so they're Grammy. So this is going to go upstairs to the upstairs bathroom. This is a hair thing that goes over your hair after you take your bath or shower. So my oldest used to have super long hair, and it was very curly, but you had to really take care of it, and you had to dry it with one of those and hold it on together so that it would dry right. Or else it would just kind of be straight in one spot, curly in another, straight in one spot, curly in another. It was very funny. So anyway, he has since cut his hair. He's wanted his hair cut, so he just got it cut super short in the back and on the sides, and he left the top long, which is very much the look right now for boys in Germany. It's kind of their go-to look. So we make some space on the line, and we're going to go ahead and hang up those things that we took out so that they will dry down here on the line. Picture day is Monday for my oldest, so we're gonna have to find a nice outfit to wear for picture day. And then we also have to get all the clothes ready for the week. So the week ahead, we're gonna have, right, he's gonna have gym class. We have to make sure the gym clothes are washed. He's gonna have swimming class. He's gonna have soccer. So all the soccer sports gear has to be washed. The swimming gear has to be washed. And then his clothes from school, his sports clothes for school. So it's nice and dry. So that can go to school with him on Monday. Okay. So thanks very much for another episode of what a Hausfrau does every day, what a housewife does. And I hope you have a wonderful day and a great weekend. Schönes Wochenende. Tschüss.